Have you ever felt like the universe was whispering to you through a perfectly timed coincidence? Maybe you thought about an old friend only for them to reach out later that day. Or perhaps you kept seeing the same number everywhere as if it held a secret message. These moments go beyond the ordinary and linger in our minds, stirring curiosity and awe. They make us wonder, could there be a deeper meaning behind these events? This mystical phenomenon is known as synchronicity, a term introduced by the influential Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. Synchronicity refers to meaningful coincidences that seemingly defy explanation. But what are these moments? Are they just anomalies created by our overactive minds? Or could they reveal something about the hidden workings of our psyche, or even the universe itself? In this journey, we will unravel the mysteries of synchronicity, exploring its roots, psychological significance, and its profound, almost spiritual, resonance with our lives. Carl Jung, considered one of the pioneers of modern psychology, first introduced the concept of synchronicity in the 1920s. Jung wasn't merely looking at random coincidences, but rather at events that seemed linked by more than cause and effect. He described synchronicity as a causal connecting principle, an invisible thread that ties together the internal world of thought and the external world of events. For Jung, synchronicity wasn't just a flight of fancy. He saw it as a bridge between the conscious and the unconscious, a symbol of how deeply connected we are to something greater, a universal psyche. This theory fit perfectly within his broader concept of the collective unconscious, a shared realm of archetypes and symbols that humans across ages experience. Imagine feeling lost in life and suddenly encountering a recurring symbol, perhaps a swan, known to symbolize transformation or guidance in many cultures. Such moments feel too meaningful to be mere chance, and they bear the hallmarks of synchronicity. They resonate deeply, stirring both psychological curiosity and spiritual wonder. From a scientific perspective, our brains are natural meaning makers. Humans are wired to find patterns, even in randomness, a trait that likely evolved as a survival mechanism. However, when these patterns feel meaningful, something extraordinary occurs. For instance, pattern recognition is the brain's way of making sense of the surrounding chaos. It helps us solve problems, avoid danger, and understand others' emotions. But in the case of synchronicity, it seems to go a step further, as though external events align eerily with our private thoughts, dreams, or aspirations. Jung believed that these meaningful coincidences occur when unconscious material surfaces into consciousness. The brain may be revealing inner truths through external symbols. This idea is further supported by recent studies in neuroscience, which show that our brains tend to detect emotionally significant patterns with heightened clarity. Skeptics, on the other hand, argue that synchronicity is a result of confirmation bias, where we notice only events that fit our narrative while ignoring countless other random occurrences. Yet, even skeptics admit that these moments can hold significant emotional power. Beyond psychology and science, synchronicity has a mystical allure that has enchanted people for centuries. For many, these coincidences feel like whispers from the universe itself. Cultures and spiritual traditions across the world have long considered signs and omens a way to communicate with the divine or the unseen. For example, in ancient spiritual practices, such moments were seen as messages from gods, deities, or the spirits of ancestors. A falling star might be viewed as divine favor, while a specific animal crossing your path could be seen as an omen of change. Even today, modern spiritual thinkers often describe synchronicity as the result of alignment with the universal energy or vibration, reflecting our harmony with a greater, unseen order. For those who practice mindfulness or meditation, synchronicities are often experienced as moments of deep connection, where intuition aligns with external reality. Have you ever had a gut feeling about something, only to encounter a perfectly timed clue or sign reinforcing that instinct? Such occurrences make us pause, inviting reflection about the unseen forces that may govern our lives. Synchronicity isn't just an abstract or mystical idea. It can be found in the humblest corners of daily life. Consider the stories of inventors and artists who credit breakthroughs to chance encounters or dreams. These moments seem not only serendipitous, but also vital. For example, in history, Carl Jung himself experienced a powerful synchronicity while working with a patient. The woman had a dream involving a golden scarab, and at that exact moment, a beetle resembling her dream symbol flew into the room. This event helped her make the psychological breakthrough she had been struggling with. Even outside therapy, synchronicities often appear during times of transformation. When we are open to growth or change, life sometimes seems to offer nudges in the form of these meaningful coincidences. They arrive as if on cue, steering us toward clarity, decision-making, or new paths. Reflect on moments in your life where coincidences seem to align with your desires, emotions, or fears. These memories, even if fleeting, often leave a lasting impact. Not everyone sees synchronicity as mystical or profound. From a more skeptical perspective, it could merely boil down to probability and psychology. The human mind is adept at finding order in chaos, even when there isn't any. This tendency, known as apophenia, might explain why people interpret random events as deeply meaningful. For instance, take the example of seeing repeating numbers, like 1111. A skeptic might argue that you're simply paying attention to the clock more frequently due to a subconscious suggestion. Similarly, anecdotes such as meeting a stranger on vacation, who later becomes a mentor, may be attributed to statistical improbabilities that are bound to happen occasionally. Yet, even skeptics admit that synchronicities can hold personal psychological value. They offer a sense of meaning, direction, or peace, acting as reminders that life has purpose, even if that purpose is one we create for ourselves. What if synchronicity is neither purely mystical nor purely logical? Instead, consider it a meeting point, a place where science and spirituality overlap. Modern psychologists building upon Jung's work have begun exploring synchronicity as a potential tool for mental well-being. Some research suggests that acknowledging synchronicities can increase mindfulness and gratitude, making individuals more aware of their surroundings and their emotional state. Others propose that synchronicity might reflect a deeper interconnection between all things, encouraging people to see themselves as part of a larger whole. From this perspective, synchronicity doesn't have to prove anything metaphysical to be valuable. Whether a coincidence stems from our minds or the universe, the feelings it evokes are real and worth exploring. Synchronicities, by their nature, often appear unexpectedly, but there are ways we can be more attuned to them. Start by paying closer attention to your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings. Journaling these moments, for example, can help uncover patterns you may not notice otherwise. It's also important to find balance. While synchronicities can be inspiring, it's crucial not to overanalyze or attach meaning to every minor event. Appreciate these moments as opportunities for reflection rather than absolute directives. These coincidences are most powerful when they encourage introspection or help you feel connected to something greater. Each tale of synchronicity, big or small, serves as a unique entry point into the mysteries of your psyche and the world around you. Synchronicity is one of life's great puzzles, an intersection between thought and reality, chance and meaning, science and mystery. Carl Jung once described synchronicity as a glimpse into the underlying order of existence. Whether you see it as a message from the cosmos, a tool of the unconscious, or simply a product of chance, synchronicity invites us to pause, reflect, and wonder. The next time you encounter a meaningful coincidence, take a moment to embrace the infinite possibilities hidden within it. What might it reveal about your journey, your thoughts, or even the unseen connections shaping your world? After all, life's most magical moments often live in the space where logic ends and mystery begins.